hit the subscribe button. Commander Luke Harrison sat in the cockpit of the Galactic Explorer, the hum of the spaceship's engines, a comforting background noise. His eyes scanned the vastness of space, a familiar and yet always awe-inspiring sight. As an experienced astronaut, Luke had seen many wonders, but today's mission had an air of mystery that piqued his curiosity. Suddenly, the console beeped urgently, interrupting his thoughts. A message from the alien planet Zaria flashed on the screen. It was a formal request for an immediate diplomatic meeting. Luke raised an eyebrow. The Zainarians were known for their isolationist tendencies, rarely initiating contact. He tapped the console, accepting the request and setting the ship on course for Zaria. "All hands, prepare for diplomatic engagement," Luke announced over the intercom. "We have an unexpected invitation from the Zainarians." As the crew of the Galactic Explorer prepared for the mission, the air buzzed with anticipation. Dr. Elena McBride, the ship's xenobiologist, joined Luke in the cockpit. "Zaria, huh? They must have something important to discuss," she mused, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Luke nodded. "Let's hope it's not another trade dispute. We could use a break from those." The ship glided smoothly into Zainarian space, the planet's vibrant hues filling the viewports. The Zainarian capital, a sprawling city of crystalline structures and lush greenery, came into view. The ship docked, and Luke, along with his team, stepped out to meet the alien delegation. High Emissary Vala awaited them at the docking bay. She was tall and slender, with luminescent skin and eyes that shimmered like opals. Her composed demeanor exuded authority and intelligence. "Welcome, Commander Harrison," she greeted, her voice melodic yet firm. "We appreciate your prompt response." "Thank you, Emissary Vala," Luke replied, offering a respectful nod. "We are honored by your invitation." Vala led them to the Zainarian Council chambers, an awe-inspiring hall filled with advanced technology and curious onlookers. The walls glowed with a soft, ambient light, and intricate designs shifted fluidly across their surfaces. "We have much to discuss," Vala began, her gaze sweeping over the human delegation. "Our primary interest lies in understanding your species' reproductive capabilities. We have heard astonishing claims about human fertility." Luke exchanged a glance with Dr. McBride, who stepped forward. "Human fertility rates are indeed high compared to many other species," she explained. "Our reproductive systems are quite efficient, allowing for relatively quick and frequent reproduction." Vala's eyes widened slightly, a rare display of emotion. "Such capabilities are extraordinary. We Zainarians reproduce at a much slower rate, and our population growth is carefully controlled. Your species' fertility could have significant implications for our understanding of biology." As the conversation continued, Vala's curiosity grew. She proposed an in-depth study of human fertility, requesting permission to conduct medical examinations and cultural exchanges. Luke hesitated, aware of the potential risks, but also recognizing the opportunity for greater interspecies understanding. "We must approach this carefully," Luke said. "Human reproduction is deeply tied to our social and cultural practices. Any study would need to respect our customs and privacy." Vala nodded thoughtfully. "Of course, Commander. Our intention is purely scientific. We wish to learn from your species, not to interfere." The discussion was interrupted by a sudden, urgent message from the Zainarian Council. A heated debate had erupted among the council members, some of whom viewed human fertility as a potential threat. Luke felt a knot of tension form in his stomach. "We should return to the council chambers," Vala said, her voice now tinged with concern. "This debate could impact our collaboration." As they made their way back, Luke's mind raced. The mission had taken an unexpected turn, and the stakes were higher than anticipated. The Zainarians' interest in human fertility could lead to groundbreaking discoveries, but it also brought potential conflict. Entering the council chambers, Luke saw the room divided. Some Zainarians argued passionately against collaboration, fearing the implications of human fertility, while others advocated for mutual understanding and cooperation. The atmosphere was charged with tension. Vala stepped forward, raising her hand for silence. "We must decide our course of action with wisdom and care," she declared. "Commander Harrison has offered a proposal for a cultural exchange program. I believe it merits our consideration." The room fell silent, all eyes on Luke. He took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. "We seek to build bridges, not walls," he said. "Let us learn from each other and find common ground." As the council deliberated, Luke felt a glimmer of hope. The outcome was uncertain, but the possibility of a new era of intergalactic collaboration was within reach. The debate continued, but the seed of cooperation had been planted. "Your species can reproduce at such an astonishing rate." Vala's voice echoed through the council chamber, her disbelief apparent. The council chamber, an awe-inspiring hall, filled with intricate Zainarian architecture and advanced holographic displays, buzzed with anticipation. High Emissary Vala, known for her composed demeanor and analytical mind, stood before the gathered Zainarians, her eyes fixed on Commander Luke Harrison. Luke, an experienced and charismatic Australian astronaut, took a deep breath before responding. "Yes, High Emissary. Human fertility rates are indeed quite high compared to other known species." Vala gestured for him to continue, her curiosity piqued. "Please elaborate on this aspect of your species." Luke activated a holographic projector, displaying detailed images of human anatomy and reproductive processes. Humans reach reproductive maturity relatively quickly, and the process itself is driven by a complex interplay of biological and emotional factors. Our social structures also play a significant role in how we approach reproduction and parenting. The Zainarians watched intently, their varied expressions ranging from fascination to concern. Luke's explanation covered the basics of human reproduction, but he made sure to highlight the emotional and cultural dimensions, which seemed to captivate Vala the most. "In our society," Luke continued, "family and parenting are central. The bond between parents and their offspring is profound, influencing our social dynamics and personal identities." A murmur spread through the council. One of the senior Zainarians, Councillor Narek, raised a hand. "Commander Harrison, considering your species' high fertility, does this not lead to overpopulation and resource depletion?" Luke nodded, prepared for this question. "It has been a challenge, Councillor Narek. However, humanity has developed various strategies to manage population growth, including technological advancements and social policies." Vala stepped forward, her eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and concern. "Commander, would you be willing to undergo a series of examinations to help us understand your species better? This knowledge could be invaluable." Luke hesitated momentarily but then agreed. "If it will foster understanding and cooperation between our species, I am willing." The scene shifted to a high-tech Zainarian research facility. The walls hummed with the energy of advanced equipment, and the air was filled with the sterile scent of disinfectants. Luke lay on an examination table, surrounded by curious Zainarian scientists and Vala, who observed with intense interest. As the examinations proceeded, the Zainarian team made startling discoveries about human biology. Vala, in particular, was amazed by the resilience and adaptability of human reproductive systems. "Your species' capacity for fertility is unparalleled," she remarked, her voice tinged with both awe and trepidation. Luke used this opportunity to deepen their understanding of human society. "Our capacity for reproduction has shaped our civilizations in countless ways. It has driven us to innovate, adapt, and find solutions to problems that would otherwise seem insurmountable." Vala listened, her respect for human ingenuity growing. "Your emotional bonds, your drive to protect and nurture your offspring, these are qualities that resonate deeply with us. even though our reproductive methods differ greatly. The examinations concluded, and the group returned to the council chambers. The atmosphere was charged with the weight of new knowledge and the implications it carried. Councillor Narek spoke again, his tone more severe this time. High Emissary, while this information is fascinating, we must consider the potential threat posed by such a fertile species. What if humans outbreed us and deplete our resources? A tense silence followed, broken only by the soft hum of the holographic displays. Luke felt the weight of the Zainarians' concerns pressing down on him. He knew this was a pivotal moment. Councillor Narek, humanity has no intention of exploiting or harming your species. Our goal is mutual understanding and cooperation. Together, we can learn from each other and find ways to coexist peacefully. Vala, sensing the growing tension, interjected. Councillor Narek, let us not be hasty in our judgment. The humans' willingness to share their knowledge and undergo examinations speaks to their desire for peaceful relations. We should consider the potential benefits of such an alliance. Luke nodded, appreciating Vala's support. We propose a cultural exchange program, he suggested. Let us learn from each other's strengths and address our weaknesses together. This could be the beginning of a profound and beneficial relationship between our species. The council chamber buzzed with renewed discussion, the tension slowly easing. Vala looked at Luke with a mixture of admiration and hope. Commander Harrison, your proposal is a wise one. We will consider it carefully. As the meeting adjourned, Luke felt a sense of accomplishment, but knew that many challenges lay ahead. The seeds of understanding had been planted, but it would take time and effort to nurture them into a lasting alliance. The chapter closed with Vala and Luke sharing a moment of mutual respect, the promise of future cooperation hanging in the air like a fragile yet hopeful bloom. Commander, we have never encountered such potent fertility. Vala's voice was tinged with a mixture of awe and concern. The high-tech research facility buzzed with activity. Gleaming surfaces and advanced Zainarian technology surrounded Commander Luke Harrison as he lay on a diagnostic table. Holographic screens displayed complex readouts of his biological data, while Zainarian scientists, with their slender forms and luminous eyes, observed with rapt attention. Luke sat up, adjusting his uniform. Is it really that surprising? On Earth, it's just biology. Vala stood nearby, her expression a blend of fascination and worry. Commander, your species' reproductive capability is unlike anything we've observed in the galaxy. The implications are significant. Luke glanced around the room, noting the intense scrutiny from the Zainarian scientists. Significant how? One of the scientists, a male named Thol, stepped forward. Human fertility rates could drastically alter the population dynamics of any world. The potential for rapid expansion is unparalleled. Luke frowned. We're not looking to colonize your planet, if that's what you're worried about. We're here for peaceful relations. Vala nodded. We understand, but some of our council members see this as a potential threat. They fear the unknown, and your fertility amplifies that fear. Luke leaned back, his gaze thoughtful. Fear often stems from misunderstanding. Maybe what we need is more than just scientific exchange. We need cultural exchange. The room fell silent as the idea sank in. Vala's eyes flickered with interest. What do you propose? A program where humans and Zainarians live and work together. Share our cultures, our ways of life. It could foster understanding and dispel these fears. Thal crossed his arms, skepticism evident. And you believe this will be enough to alleviate the concerns of our council? Luke shrugged. It's a start. Humans aren't just defined by our biology. We're defined by our culture, our values, our ability to adapt and learn. Let us show you that. Vala turned to Thal, who gave a reluctant nod. It's an intriguing proposal, but the council is not easily swayed. Luke met Vala's gaze. Then let me speak to them. Let me make our case. Later that day, Luke stood before the Zainarian Council, a grand assembly of wise and influential leaders. The chamber was vast, with an ethereal light that seemed to pulse with the collective energy of the gathered Zainarians. Vala introduced him. "Honored council members, Commander Luke Harrison of Earth wishes to address you." Luke stepped forward, his demeanor calm and confident. "Esteemed council, I understand your concerns about human fertility. But let me assure you, we come in peace. Our goal is mutual understanding and cooperation." A murmur rippled through the council. One of the members, a stern-faced female named Zaria, spoke up. "Your species' rapid reproductive rate is unprecedented. How can we trust that it won't lead to overpopulation and resource strain on Zainaria?" Luke took a deep breath. "It's true that our biology is unique, but so is our culture. We value family, community, and responsibility. We've faced challenges on Earth and learned to adapt. I propose a cultural exchange program where humans and Zainarians live together, share our ways of life, and learn from each other." Another council member, an elder male named Rin, leaned forward. "What assurances can you offer that this program will not endanger our society?" Luke's eyes met Rin's. The assurance of mutual respect and the desire to learn from one another. "This program isn't just about humans adapting to Zainarian ways. It's about both our species finding common ground and building a future together." The council deliberated, their voices a soft hum. Vala stepped beside Luke, her presence supportive. "Commander Harrison speaks with sincerity. We have much to gain from understanding each other's cultures." Zaria's stern expression softened slightly. "Your words carry weight, Commander. But actions speak louder. We will agree to a trial period for this cultural exchange. Let us see if your species can live up to your promises." Luke nodded, relief and determination in his eyes. "Thank you. I promise you won't regret this decision." As the session adjourned, Vala turned to Luke with a hint of a smile. "You've taken the first step. Now, we see where this path leads. Embark on interstellar adventures with the latest in space travel technology. Explore new worlds with the X9000 space cruiser, now available for pre-order. Visit www.spacecruiserx9000.com for more details. Humans and Zainarians must find common ground." Luke's voice resonated with determination across the Zainarian Council chamber. His eyes scanned the room, meeting the skeptical gazes of the Zainarian Council members. High Emissary Vala stood beside him, her expression a blend of contemplation and concern. The council chamber, an architectural marvel of sleek, luminescent materials and hovering platforms, buzzed with anxious energy. The Zainarian leaders had been debating the implications of human fertility for hours, their voices rising and falling like waves crashing against a rocky shore. Luke took a deep breath and continued. "The cultural exchange program I propose will foster mutual understanding and alleviate your concerns. We can learn from each other and grow stronger together." Vala stepped forward, her authoritative tone silencing the murmurs. "Commander Harrison's proposal is not without merit. We have learned much about human biology, but understanding their culture and values is equally crucial. This exchange will allow us to see beyond our fears and appreciate the potential of our alliance." A Zainarian elder, Tarek, with his stern-lined face and piercing eyes, raised a hand. "But what guarantees do we have that this will not lead to unforeseen consequences? Humans are unlike any species we have encountered. Their fertility is both a marvel and a potential threat." Luke's jaw tightened. "I understand your concerns, Elder Tarek, but isolation breeds ignorance and fear. By working together, we can ensure that both our species benefit from this partnership. We do not seek dominance but cooperation." The council members exchanged glances, the tension in the room palpable. Finally, Vala turned to face Luke, her eyes reflecting a mix of resolve and uncertainty. "Commander, if we are to move forward with this, we must have safeguards in place. A trial period of the exchange program could serve as a test of our compatibility and cooperation." Luke nodded. "Agreed. A trial period will give us the chance to build trust and demonstrate the benefits of our alliance. We can start with small, controlled interactions and gradually expand as confidence grows." The chamber fell silent as the council pondered the proposal. Moments stretched into minutes, each tick of time amplifying the stakes. Finally, Elder Tarek stood. "I motion that we approve this trial period. Let us see if humans and Zainarians can indeed find harmony." One by one, the council members voiced their agreement. Relief washed over Luke as the decision was made official. The trial period for the cultural exchange program would commence, marking a tentative but hopeful beginning.